Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah. And welcome back to another episode of the Sarah Scoop Show. Today I'm going live with Maya from Selling Sunset. We just want to chat and get to know you and let people ask questions and just get the scoop on you.
Yeah, so it's been very busy between, the show, obviously season 2 and season 3, totally, I'm going to go to a quiet place. Totally crushed it. You can get to see my house too.
Yeah.
And then, real estate stuff. So and 2 babies at home, which is very challenging and difficult, but trying to manage.
Yeah. So how did you even get started with Selling Sunset?
Yeah. So I was with Jason already, actually 2.5 years prior to even doing the show. I was the first girl. I'm proud to say, I always say that. And then after me, Heather joined Christine and Mary, and who am I missing? So Heather, Christine, and Mary joined right after me. Mm-hmm. So we all been pretty much at the Oppenheim Group for 2 years prior to even filming the show or even doing anything with the show, 2-3 years. And then Amanda, Chrishell, and Davina joined last. So I was just doing real estate, didn't thought I'm going to be in a reality show, a very successful one on Netflix, but I'm very lucky and thankful for that.
And how did you originally get involved with real estate?
So I was always in sales, but I always sold retail, like clothing. And my mom told me, go get your real estate license. So I took my license and then I kind of dive in. And I get these questions all the time, how you start in real estate. And it takes time. It's definitely not easy as you see on the show. I was hustling and I still am, even with the show. So it's definitely not as easy as you can see on Selling Sunset.
No, I love that you're very realistic about things, which is awesome. And one of the questions that I did get a lot of when I put up that little questionnaire was they were just asking for advice. They see you being successful and any advice you have.
I think, consistency and the way to get clients, and now with COVID things are a bit different, but I used to do a lot of open houses every Sunday because that's free and you can get people to come to your open house and that's how you can generate clients for free. I do a lot of online advertisement. I do Zillow. So for me, Zillow works, but it's a lot of money. So as a new agent, it's tough. I had 3 jobs when I started real estate because I always wanted to have a backup. And real estate can take months until you close your first deal. So I think my advice is have a backup or you have a lot of money saved up for the first year, because it can be slow. And then, open houses, networking, I do online advertisement. There is no secret formula. I think the key is to just talk to many people as you can and just tell them you're in business. And even with that, trust me, I have a lot of people flaking on me. So it's just part of the business.
You're still currently doing LA and Miami, is that correct?
So I'm in Miami now. I've been actually here since March. Obviously with COVID, I try to avoid as much traveling as I can. So I haven't been in LA since March. I have a couple of interesting clients that I'm working with in LA that looking to buy in LA. That being said, they're also not traveling. They're overseas. So thankfully, once they can start traveling, hopefully it's also safer. And then I might have to fly for a day or two to do the showings and all that. But I've been really busy in Miami as well. And I'm working with pretty good clients here, and hopefully I'll close one of, a couple of those deals in Miami. And ideally just want to focus in Miami, but obviously if someone is telling me, hey, I want to buy a $5 to $7 million house in LA, then trust me, I'm going to be on that flight with a mask.
What has, with this show and everything, what's been your favorite part of getting to be on a reality show? You've got, I don't know if you're seeing the comments as they're coming in, but you have a lot of people that are you are my absolute favorite. So you're definitely connecting with people all over the world.
I try to, and and to the fans watching the show, our live, I'm sorry if I don't engage with comments all the time. I really try to, but it's tough with 2 babies and with work. So I'm not a snowball by any means, but I think that it's great to inspire people, and people, recognize me when I walk somewhere, and I don't even walk a lot, but when I do go to do showings or whatever, people recognize me and they love the show. So it's nice to be in a successful show versus, a bad one. So I'm very thankful and lucky for that. And season 3, I think really, unfortunately, because obviously Chrishell divorce was very, big topic, and we had Christine's wedding. So season 3 was amazing, and I don't know what we're going to do in season 4. I can't. I don't provide any drama, so that's why I'm like, what? They even want me in season 4? I don't know. We'll see if we have season 4.
You just led me in my next question. There's so much drama on the show, but you always seem pretty like level-headed about things and focused on work and all of that. How do you manage to not get sucked into all the drama?
You know, I hate fighting with people, and I do love Chrishell, I love Christine, I love Davina. I think they're all great and they all have different personality, and I like them, all of them. So there is no reason for me to fight with anyone. I mean, even Mary, obviously, I'm like, oh, she's Jason's favorite. Yeah, I obviously loves Mary. They used to date, but I never said she doesn't work hard. She works hard too. So I definitely like all the girls. I get along with them, and I just don't have the energy to. I want to focus on, on real estate for me. So I don't want to go into the mini fights, and, it gets me less screen time. Obviously, I have the least scenes in the show, but you know what? I want to sell real estate. I don't want to get headlines of some craziness. I'm not in a housewife TV show, and I don't want to. So
when you do watch the show come together, like what is that like? Like, are you expecting it, or is it kind of a surprise to you with what actually gets shown?
I think I love the way they edit things, but obviously they make it too dramatic than what it is. I mean, obviously the last season we had like crazy scenes at Christine's wedding between Chrishell and Davina, and the conversation was longer. So, but they put the sentences and they make it look very dramatic, and obviously it was emotional time for Chrishell. So I do think they do a great job with editing, but unfortunately it doesn't show people always in the best way. But I mean, it's nice to watch, the houses, the music, and the cinematography, and it's entertaining for me. I watched it probably the last season. I watched maybe twice, 3 times maybe. Yeah, I see comments from all over the world, like Japan, Israel, and I'm from Israel. Brazil is a big fan for us also, in the UK. People comment I don't like Davina, but she's actually really nice. She is nice.
We get a lot of Davina like comments in here that she, and we only see one side, like you were saying with the editing. We only see one side of what TV.
Here's the thing with Davina. So season 1 they showed very less scenes with her. So people didn't get to connect with her, and then they made an opinion. So I think she was very nervous, second and third season, because she, nobody wants to be the most hated person. And she was trying to keep, being direct and honest as possible, but also she has nothing against Chrishell, and she definitely doesn't take anyone's side. She actually was, supportive, but obviously, like we talk, in like 5 minutes conversation that we see, it was like 30 minutes conversation. And unfortunately, because I think she was a little bit nervous with the way she can portray it, she maybe came across a little bit more harsh and direct. But she's actually very smart. She's very successful in real estate. She used to do in-house development sales for high-end condos, and she's very knowledgeable. So, and she's a nice person. And unfortunately, the show just, editing doesn't help much.
With balancing, like, work life and family life, how have you found it? Like, how have you been able to ground yourself with these young kids? And
it's tough. Let me tell you, it's tough. I mean, if they're going to go to nap for 1 hour, then I can do emails, I can do my follow-ups, I can text clients, I can do my email blast, whichever way to try to generate more business. Once my son, thankfully, going to start daycare, which we were debating with COVID what to do, but he's going to go to a small daycare in 2 weeks. And then we're probably going to hire someone part-time just because I still need to go do showings. My husband works nonstop, so it's difficult. I can probably focus the most literally at 7 or 8 p.m. when they go to sleep, the two of them, and then I can check out the inventory and send everything to my clients.
And what are your hopes like to grow? Are you working on anything besides, I know you're selling houses and stuff, but we see a lot on the show. Like, it kind of seems like you might be maybe making changes, doing something. Like, what do you have in the works?
No, I've been studying for my broker's license here in Miami, in Florida. It's been put in a little bit on hold because I have 2 little kids here. So, between working and helping them and studying for something, it's very difficult. Once I find the solution, I'm going to try to have my own broker license, whether if I'm open in my own office or working with Jason or just staying with Douglas Elliman, I don't know yet. But I want to have it. I think it's cool to have it because I can do my own business. So people ask about my kids. Aiden, they only show 2 episodes because apparently you have to hire a nurse, and they can only show little babies for 30 minutes and it's expensive to hire the nurses. So I only got like two scenes with them. But yeah, if we get season 4, I would love to show them more. I think I can contribute more of personal life. Sure, I cannot show my husband because he's, you know, he has a finance job, and unfortunately with this job, it's a little bit difficult to, it just doesn't, it's not a good look for him to be in a reality show. I mean, let's face it, it's not, it's a reality show, but it's a lot of drama. I mean, let's call the boy in his name. So my husband, but my kids can definitely be on it, and I would love to show them, and I would love to have my personal stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have any crazy drama. So, but yeah, so I'm working on my broker's license, and we'll see what happens.
So, but the rumors that are
I work from home.
You're leaving Jason, you're leaving, those are not true, correct?
No. So I don't know why Christine said that. You know, Brett opened his own brokerage, but here's the thing. Brett got his license. He has a broker license. So he's doing his own thing. He still works with Jason, but he's just doing his own thing. None of the girls are going to work with Brett. We're all staying with Jason. Actually, me and Jason are working on a listing here in Miami together. It's his client. I'm going to represent the listing. Working on another buyer here in Miami that Jason referred me. And obviously, once I have to be in LA for staff, I want Jason branding and marketing. And I don't see a reason to move because we have the show, and I think it's great. So I'm still with the Oppenheim group. I never left. I've been there for 6 years now, 5 years. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's great. I love that you're able to show us a person on the show that a lot of people can relate to, where, yeah, you're doing awesome things, but you still have like your family life. You still have these big goals.
I have a baby here.
Oh, look at him.
I got my dog here.
Oh, how sweet.
My other baby is like in the living room in the little playpen.
What's your, I know we kind of were talking about this and you said it's just hard. Like, what is your best advice for people trying to balance it all? What have you found to work for you?
I think it's very tough to how you say, eat the cake and have it full or something like that. I mean, my sentence says, I mean, look, in reality, I can't go do showings right now. I have 2 babies here. I mean, my husband thankfully works from home because of COVID. So that allowed me to actually go and do showings and do stuff that I need to do with clients. But in reality, once he goes back to the office, I just can't. So we have to hire someone. But at the same time, I do not need someone full time. I want to still be involved with my babies and my kids. I just need someone for a few hours so I can go do showings. If I want to go work out and, you know, get a break, that's what I need someone for. And it's tough to balance. Real estate is flexible, but it's also very demanding. If I'm not answering my clients in the next, you know, in 30 or 20 minutes, they can call someone else. So I think it's just like prioritize what's important today. So today, like I have a couple of clients, for instance, and I need to send emails and I need to search inventory for them. I know they are more like hot leads, as you say it. They're going to buy soon. So those are my priority today. So doing an Instagram endorsements. I know you see me selling shit on Instagram. So sometimes I have to do that too. That takes time, by the way. And birthday shout out. So whatever is taking priority for me, whether if it's real estate or stuff related to the show, just about trying to maximize and somehow balance, but it's tough. I've seen people ask me when I'm going to Israel. I mean, I don't want to be on a flight right now with COVID, especially 12 hours flight. Congratulations on getting your license. I see people getting their license.
I'm sure that your DMs and stuff, you've been such an inspiration to people. I'm sure they're like, I'm getting a license because of you. I was watching it like, oh, well, I need to do that.
It's very tough to answer it's very tough to answer DMs. I do check my LinkedIn because it's very professional, and my emails. As far as mentoring, someone asked me if I get a mentor. I used to go to a real estate coach. It's also expensive, you know, it's like whatever, $1,000 or something. The point with real estate coach is basically more motivation and tell you what you need to do and hold yourself accountable. So yeah, I could probably use a coach myself too. But you know, I used to go door knock and ask people if they want to sell. And frankly, now I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Someone was asking if you would suggest moving to LA to get into real estate. Is that something you would suggest?
I mean, LA is great. I mean, the market is great. Like every teardown in LA is 1.5 million. So it's a lot of commission to be made. That being said, if you move to LA and you do that big step, make sure you just have enough savings because LA is expensive. A shitty 1-bedroom apartment is $2,000 and it's really bad apartment. Maybe now it's less because of COVID. They give better prices. Actually, it's a good time to lock a good rental. But make sure you have enough savings. Like I said, I worked in 3 jobs when I started real estate. And only when I did, big sale, which was a house to Ludacris for $5 million. That was a nice commission. So then I could quit my other two jobs. I was a host in a club, VIP host in a club, and I used to work in retail, in clothing store. So.
No, I think that's really cool that you're sharing that too, because people just see, we just see you on the show. We just see the success. You're walking around selling these houses. Like, you had to work your way up there.
I gotta tell you, all the girls, actually, none of us, I mean, I don't know if I can speak with the other girls, but none of the girls come from money. We actually all work really hard. We all had tough childhood. I mean, my childhood was great, but I didn't grow up with money, and neither the other girls, actually. I mean, if you read Chrishell's story, she was homeless at some point. So, and Amanza, she has two kids. She's working really hard to survive with the two kids. So I just want to tell you guys, like, none of us come from money and all fancy and all that stuff. And we all really I guess we work hard and we are ambitious because we just don't want to go back to a place that you have like $5 in your bank account. It's very stressful. So I always had a backup. And honestly, when I first got my license in Miami, I got my Pilates certification because I'm like, what if I don't sell anything in Miami? That was before the show. I need to have a job. I need to do something to pay the bills or whatever. And yeah, I have a husband and everything, but I always been also independent. So anyway, I took the Pilates certification because I always like to have a backup because real estate, it's like that. Mm-hmm. Now, if that being said, all these clients that I'm working right now with, combined with LA and Miami, that could totally be huge commission, but if they're going to come through, I don't know.
With real estate, you have no guarantees.
There is no guarantee. It's only commission. So you can run around with clients for 1 year and they're not going to buy from you. And then you just wasted a bunch of hours and all that. Someone asked me if I'm coming to Israel soon. So not soon. I used to go there twice a year, but maybe in April. I have to wait for COVID things to slow down. And honestly, flying with 2 babies, it doesn't sound attractive. I mean, but anyway, I think you should always hustle. And someone asked me what Chrishell with Dancing with the Stars. So I just actually saw the video from her last night. Look, I think she did great. I know she got bad reviews on the first dance, but you know what? She put herself out there. Like, I could probably fall on the floor. So I'm very proud of her for doing that. I think it takes courage. And it's probably very nerve-wracking to do those dances and being, with other professional people that can actually dance and all that. So good for her for trying and doing that.
Is there any talk about, filming again, or has everything kind of been put on hold, or, can you?
I think, yeah, people, I mean, we're hoping to get picked up for a 4th season. I don't know when we're going to hear back from Netflix. I have a feeling soon, and I would hope we're going to have 4th season. But we do have a COVID environment right now. So can you imagine doing open houses and all that with masks? It's not as sexy. I mean, leave it to Christine to probably wear like some mask with glitter or Gucci all over or something. But other than that, it's not sexy. But yeah, I mean, we'll see.
This has been such an awesome chat. Thank you. I know that you've inspired, even just in this little time, I saw so many messages about
people ask if I'm in Miami. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to answer. Yeah, I'm in Miami now, but I'm doing real estate mostly in Miami. But obviously, I'm licensed with Jason in California. So if I have clients in LA that worth me working with them, I'll do that. Yeah.
So what is the best way for people to just follow along? Is it on your Instagram page and just to be able to
Instagram, but the DMs are tough because I get a lot of them and I just can't sit all day and respond to people, and otherwise I'm not going to get anything done. I'm not going to do anything with real estate. So the best way to ask me questions is via email. My email is there, and I do occasionally those Zoom meetups. It's 12 people. It's done with a professional setup, and we talk about everything, the show, real estate. So it's a good way for people to interact. Yeah, they charge money, I think $30 per ticket or something, because whoever runs it needs to make some money. But it's a cool way to interact with people, and it's very personal. So it's another way, yeah.
I mean, you answered a ton of questions. I appreciate how open you were with everyone and everything. And I cannot wait to keep watching.
I talk too much. Even my dog fell asleep.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We are definitely going to keep watching.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.